Can I have some energy in the house? Excellent, excellent. Thank you for that amazing introduction. And உண்மையிலேயே ரொம்ப ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு உங்க எல்லாரையும் சந்திக்கிறதுக்கு. So many academicians, so many teachers, so many people from the corporate world, from government institutions. All of you all are change makers, catalysts of change for our youth, for our next generation. And I feel really humbled being in your presence. You know something? நீங்களு நானும் இந்த ரோஸ் மாதிரி. Each one of you is unique and special, just like this rose. We have something in us that is so special which society needs. இந்த ரோஸ் எங்கே போனாலும் பாரபட்சமே பார்க்காம மற்றவங்களோட லைஃப்ல சந்தோஷம் கொடுக்குது, just like you and me. But once in a while, life has a way of plucking our petals one by one, breaking us into two, and throwing us in the trash can. And when you are in the trash can of life, it is very, very difficult when you are broken like that to feel unique and special, to feel like you are a gift to the world. So how does one go from being in the trash can of life to being a gift to the world? இன்னும் குறிப்பா சொல்லணும்னா, the huge population of our youth, the potential that this country holds, how do they realize that whatever their current circumstance, whatever situations life throws at you, வாழ்க்கையில எந்த சூழ்நிலை இருந்தாலும், they are still unique and special and a gift to this world? That's what I'm going to be talking about today. Once again, எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். நான் உங்க கணேஷ் வெங்கட்ராம். நீங்க எல்லாரும் என்ன பல பரிமாணங்கள்ல பார்த்திருக்கீங்க. சில பேர் என்ன நான் நடிச்ச படங்கள் அபியும் நானும், உன்னை போல் ஒருவன், தனி ஒருவன், வாரிஸ் போல படங்கள்ல பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. இன்னும் சில பேர் என்ன பிக் பாஸ் ரியாலிட்டி ஷோல 100 டேஸா பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. டிவியில நான் ஹோஸ்ட் பண்ண ஷோஸ், நான் பண்ண ஆட்ஸ், இல்ல நினைத்தேன் வந்தான்னு சொல்லி ஜி தமிழ்ல டாக்டர் 7 என்ன பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. But do you know, out of all these roles, which is the role that truly excites me, or what I like to be known as the most? I like to be known as a storyteller. Yes, that's right, a storyteller. Did you know that storytelling is our oldest art form as Indians? More than 10,000 years back it started, where our values, our history, our culture, science was passed on through the medium of stories to the next generation as a legacy. In fact, சின்ன வயசுல இருந்து the power of stories, ஒரு கதையோட தாக்கம் என்ன நான் பார்த்திருக்கேன். லைஃப்ல முக்கியமான தருணங்கள்ல, when I'm low, when I'm down, I'm broken, முக்கியமான தருணங்கள்ல ஒரு கதை தான் என்னை இன்ஸ்பயர் பண்ணிருக்கு, என்னை கிளாரிட்டி கொடுத்திருக்கு. இன்ஃபேக்ட் ஒரு ஆக்டர் ஆகிறதுக்கு மெயின் ரீசனே நல்ல கதைகள் மூலமா, நல்ல கேரக்டர்ஸ் மூலமா எல்லாரோட லைஃப்ல ஒரு பாசிட்டிவ் இம்பாக்ட் கொண்டு வரணும். But in all this, I realized one thing. Each one of us has a story inside us. நம்மள பத்தின கதை, that internal dialogue that whether you're aware or not about it, you tell yourself every day. நம்ம யாரு, நம்ம எங்கிருந்து வந்திருக்கோம், நம்மளால என்ன முடியும், என்ன முடியாது, நம்மளோட லைஃபோட பர்பஸ் என்ன, that story. And that is the most important story of your life. That story determines what your self-image is, what your identity is. It shapes the way you look at the world, whether you have a narrow vision of looking at the world or a wide vision of looking at the world. It shapes your belief systems, your thoughts, your words, your action, and ultimately, your destiny is determined by that story, your internal story. In my journey of life so far, first as a student, then in the IT field, like a lot of you all over here, and then now as an actor, entertainer, and a motivational speaker, the one subject that has always fascinated me, that has been at the core of whatever I do, is how to maximize human potential. And I think that's what we have in common here. All you personalities over here, eminent speakers, people from the IT, uh, people from the academics, people who are going to revolutionize the country with technologies, have that in common. You all are change makers. You have the power to ignite our young minds, the power to make them dream. And today I want to share with you from my life, and I want to keep it very, very interactive, very, very fun. Just a couple of stories, just a couple of incidences which taught me the power of our internal stories, the stories we tell ourselves, and how we can take charge of those stories, how we can re-script those stories so that we are the creators of our destiny. So first up, I'm going to start with an experience I had very recently when I traveled to New Zealand. Now, உங்களுக்கு ஒரு 94-year-old தாத்தா அப்படின்னு நான் சொன்னா உங்க மைண்ட்க்கு என்ன வருது? வாட்ஸ் த விஷுவல் தட் கம்ஸ் டு யூ? ஒரு தாத்தா நியூஸ் பேப்பர் படிச்சுட்டு இருக்காரு, இல்ல பேரன் பேத்தியோட விளையாடிட்டு இருக்காரு இல்லையா? சமீபத்தில் நான் நியூசிலாந்து போகும்போது ஒரு 94-year-old தாத்தா இல்ல ஒரு 94-year-old youth பார்த்தேன். So I get to the airport, I get down, I call my cab, and up comes this car. Tala Ajit Mari varare full speed la. Out comes out Sam, bubbling, energetic man with complete white hair. I get introduced, and in the conversation I come to know he's 94 years old, and I'm really, really looking at him and excited by that energy. How is it possible? And எனக்கு என்ன தோணுதுன்னா, okay, என் பேக்ஸ் வந்து நானே தூக்கணும், and I'm traveling with 2 big bags, okay? So அந்த பேக்ஸ் பிக்கப் பண்றதுக்கு நான் போறேன். நான் போயிட்டு பேக் தூக்க போறேன், அதுக்குள்ள hold on young man அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஒரு குரல் வருது. I turn back and there's Sam, and Sam says to me, what are you doing? That's my job, don't make me feel old அப்படின்னு சிரிச்சிட்டு சொல்றாரு. எனக்கு பக்குன்னு இருந்துச்சு, என்னையா இப்படி சொல்றாரு? And you won't believe it, the effortlessness with which he walked to those bags, picked each one up and put it in the car and said, young man, let's go. And as we kept going in the car, Ur Kadela Pesnara, how proud he's about his country, this city, what all they've done. And I was watching in reverence, literally, when you meet Superman, how you feel, right? How is it even possible? 94-year-old guy, all those stories, all those belief systems about what a person should be at 94 inside me was crumbling. Because this man didn't match up to any of those. Who is this guy? And then we get down at our hotel, and adhe madri, he picks up the bag effortlessa, lobby le drop பண்றாரு one by one. Young man, have a good day. Don't forget to see the countryside. அப்படி சொல்லி கிளம்புறாரு. I was stunned for the next 10 minutes. I couldn't move. How is it even possible? What is he eating? What's he doing? How is he so fit and so energetic? அப்படின்னு எனக்கு தோணுச்சு. The next 2-3 days I toured around that city, and one thing struck me. அந்த ஊர்ல எல்லா வேலைகள், நாட் ஜஸ்ட் த ஹோட்டல்ல இருக்கிற ரிசப்ஷனிஸ்ட், ஷெஃப், டூரிசம் சம்பந்தப்பட்ட எல்லாரும், கவர்மெண்ட் ஆஃபிஷியல்ஸ், முனிசிபாலிட்டியில பண்ற சின்ன சின்ன வேலைகள் கூட, the people were 70-year-old plus, octogenarians were there. I hardly saw any youngsters in that town. அப்போதான் அந்த ஊர் பத்தி ஒரு உண்மை எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சது. That particular city in New Zealand is an earthquake-laden, earthquake-sensitive city. It is frequented by earthquakes so often that very recently, all the youngsters in that city below the age of 50 deserted that city and went to other cities, other countries for better opportunities. So what do you have left in the city? A city only with 70 plus people. So what would you expect generally? Oh, it's a very sad situation அப்படின்னு நமக்கு தோணும். ஆனா இது நடந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் கூட முகம் சுளிக்காம, வருத்தப்படாம, இது நம்ம ஊரு, நான் இறங்கி வேலை செய்யாம வேற யாரு பண்ணுவாங்கன்னு சொல்லி, all these people got together as a community and took up all the jobs in the city. And they were doing it with so much passion, so much energy, and so much drive that even a youth, even a youngster would be put to shame. It was so amazing learning about the city and seeing Sam that day. And Sam taught me 2 lessons of life, which I'd like to share with you. 2 takeaways. Number 1, age is in the mind. Youth is in the mind. It is the story that we tell ourselves every day. And yet again, how many people you see in our society who are the age of 60, 65, 70 say, life is over, I can't do anything anymore, I'm old, I'm retired. There is no retirement to life, right? Youth is in the mind. If you decide to change that story in your mind, then you can change it right today. It's that internal story. And the second takeaway, reinventing yourself. It is never too early or too late in life to reinvent yourself. Not just Sam, that whole city in New Zealand taught me that day. Just think about it. Why are we so afraid of change? Why do we always want to be in our comfort zone, right? The world around us is changing every day. It is evolving every day. Isn't it just obvious that we as human beings need to change, need to evolve, need to reinvent ourselves? Out of all the creations of God, a human being is the only creation which is an evolving consciousness. Which means that you may have led your life in a certain way up to this point of time with a certain belief system. But if you want it right now, this moment, you can change it and transform your life. At the age of 45, a Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi decides to drop being a lawyer and starts his journey of becoming Mahatma Gandhi. A humble conductor, Shivaji Rao Gaikwad, decides to take that choice and transform and start his journey to become the superstar of Tamil cinema. So man is evolving consciousness. If he decides, if we choose, if we change the internal story inside us to reinvent and evolve. Reinvent and evolve every day, not just when the situation or external situation demands it. Every day. Strive to be a better version of yourself every day. If we change that story in our minds, we can do that. So these are two takeaways that I got from the New Zealand story, and I hope this benefits you. Another anecdote I want to share from my life. Only a guru can provide you inspiration. Only a guru can rekindle your spirit. Only a guru can make you maximize, actualize that potential which even you or your parents don't know about. And I think in this era of AI, the world that we know, we do not know what the changes are going to take place. But that's why I say more than ever, inspiring our next generation is in the hands of all the gurus here. It's in the hands of all the gurus. More than ever, inspiration is very, very important. Now, I was very lucky that Dr. Abdul Kalam's book served as a guru, served as a mentor at the right time, changed the story, changed the wrong conditioning in my mind, and broadened my vision. But it made me realize that in our education system, in our society, there is a big vacuum, there is a big lacuna. No system ever teaches us to ask the fundamental question of life. What do you want to invest your life in? Nobody teaches you that. People live a lifetime not asking these questions. They ask themselves superficial questions. What qualification, what degree do I do? What career do I take up? What industry is happening, trending? How much sambalam, how much salary should I make? But nobody asks themselves, what do I invest my life in? If your life is truly important to you, you must do something that you are crazily passionate about, that you're excited to go every day and work on. And when I go to schools, colleges, universities across Tamil Nadu, and I've got this amazing opportunity, thanks to God, and I just see myself as a vessel. And when I go and I talk to these students, one thing that these students come and tell me every time, your idea is great, sir. We really want to start right now and ask ourselves what I want to invest my life in. But we are at a time of information technology where there's data overload, there's a sensory overload on us. Every product out there in the market is trying to grab our attention. How do we get our power back so that we can focus on what we want to invest our life in? And you won't believe it. Sometimes the answer is very simple. I just tell them, you've got to figure out a way in your day to do this. Yeah? Block out the noise. Block out the unnecessary influences. Because this is today's reality. We are going to be bombarded. So you have to steal your time, your me time. Take time every day, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, where you go to a place, it could be your bedroom, it could be your terrace, anywhere, without the influence of your parents, without the influence of some YouTuber, without the influence of your friends, and yes, without the influence of your teachers also. And ask yourself, be with this question, this fundamental question: what do I want to invest my life in? The answers won't come immediately. It will take time. But this burning question will get you close to your inner voice. What is it that you want to invest your life in? And once you find that passion, you start working on it. And it's a process of discovery. It will change. It will manifest into different versions as you go, but it is driving you. And you won't believe it, in this last 1.5 years, 2 years, how many of these students have reached out to me saying, that was the best piece of advice, because all we were thinking is about the market forces, market forces, market forces. What are market forces telling me? How should I lead my life? I was never going inside. I was never connecting with my spiritual force. What is my spiritual force telling me? Nobody was telling me that I am unique. Nobody was telling me that I am special. His journey doesn't have to be my journey. I have to find why my unique journey is, what my unique calling is, and that has helped me. That process that you started, it really helped, they said. So I want to tell all these change makers, all of you amazing people with some amazing experience, and because we are at Tamil Nadu, from skilling to global AI leadership. So talking about skills, yes, we want to tell our kids, we want to tell our future generation that you are in a changing job market. You're going to tell them about skills. But before that, ask them why. Ask them the fundamental why. The how, the what, that's okay. What kind of job, how are you going to do it? Fine. The why, the larger purpose. The purpose that is higher than you, the purpose that is higher than me, the purpose of doing what they are doing. The why is so important, right? If they come to you for advice and they ask this career, that career, okay, why? Why? Make them ask why. You see, because these days, we see a lot of attrition that happens. People join jobs, and at the first setback, they leave the job. We see so many cases of well-educated people, intelligent people, caught in scams, caught in corruption. Clearly, they lost the sense of why along the journey. The why. Why am I doing something? Has to be the burning question inside you. On top of that, you load your skills. On top of that, you load your abilities. So it's my humble request to all the facilitators, the change makers, to create an environment where not only just human potential develop, but develops in the right way. And I want to end with an interesting anecdote which taught a very valuable life lesson to me. So I told you how I started my career. And I was working in Bombay, and it was a burning desire to come into Tamil cinema. So I want to do my first Tamil movie, right? But all of you know that getting into the film industry is one of the biggest things. And getting in with the right producer, right project, with a character that people notice is very, very difficult. How does that happen? And I'm in Bombay. At the point of time, like Tamile theriyadu, no contacts, nothing. Only dreams, and working towards them in small ways. But they say fortune favors the brave, right? So I get a call one day that Radha Mohan sir, the director of Modi, he's come to Bombay, and this is a big film that they're doing with Trisha, and they are looking for the hero opposite. And I was jumping. I said, I have to go meet this man. And I land up at the hotel. I think around these many people, I think there were 800, there were 500 actors from Bollywood waiting to meet Radha Mohan sir. I waited almost 2 hours to get a chance to see the gentleman. And Radha Mohan, with a very serious face, told me that this is a character that I have modeled on young Manmohan Singh. So he's an advisor to the Prime Minister of India, he's a finance expert, and blah, 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 all the amazing characters of Joginder Singh. In my head, wow, what a character to die for, I was thinking. I was like, yeah, this is very good, very good. And he gave me a very non-committal, okay, we'll get back to you. It's all wrong. He didn't know I was Tamil by then, by the way. He said, we'll get back to you. And I left. Now that look in his eyes, right? I'll get back to you. I knew that. The voice, the timbre in his voice. I know the voice of rejection when I see it, because as an actor, we face rejection every day, right? And I was really upset. I went home and I was, oh my God, I almost had a foot in the door in the Tamil industry. Who's going to come to Bombay and, give me a chance? I had to nail this, but this is what happened. And I was thinking to myself, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Now, all of us in life, We've been there. We've been in situations where we feel like a victim. எனக்கு மட்டும் ஏன் இது நடக்குது? எனக்கு மட்டும் ஏன் இது நடக்குது? Why? Why is it happening to me, to me, to me? It feels okay for some time, a little bit of self-pity, but it doesn't take you anywhere. I realized at that particular point of time that, can I change the story? Instead of saying, why is this happening to me, can I say, this is happening for me? Right? I'll put it in perspective. So, from feeling rejected, I realized he didn't reject me as a person. He was looking for the character and he didn't see the character in me. It's not personal. Right? And I realized that when you change the story from why is it happening to me, because when you say something is happening to me, you shrink yourself, you contract yourself, you're helpless. But the moment you say, this is happening for me, this is purposely happening for my growth, you really take charge of that situation. You take charge of your situation and your creative intelligence. It gives you ideas and ways of how am I going to tackle it? How am I going to tackle it? So new ideas started coming. I started expanding. And I was an introvert at that time, I'm telling you. And I still got this idea that, okay, he didn't reject me, right? He just wanted the character. I immediately called up a makeup artist I knew. He came home. He tried a couple of dadis for me that looked like a Sardar. He put a pagdi for me. I heard a neighboring gentleman in the neighborhood of Sardar. I went and learned some Punjabi lines. And the same very day in the afternoon, while he was auditioning some actors, I barged in like a Sardar. And I went to him and said, "Oye, Peri Pona ji, Malkit Singh hu, Delhi se aaya hu to meet you, sir." And I sat down. And he really believed that a Sardar had come to meet him. And the conversation went ahead and he explained about the character, the storyline. And he said, "You know, Malkit, I've been here for 2 days trying to meet real Sardars and I didn't find one single Sardar over here. And we met these Bollywood actors, but nobody's really fitting like you do. I want someone like you." And when I knew I had convinced him, I removed the dadi and gave it in hand. Said, "Sir, நான் தமிழ் பையன் சார், நேத்து வந்த சார், நான் இந்த character பண்றேன் சார்." And the smile on that man's face, I will not forget. And I landed the part. But that story taught me one important lesson, which is a takeaway for life. That our problems shape us. If you believe the fact that the problems don't happen to you, the problems happen for you, you can take charge of your situation. So every time in life after that, when I face a problem, like everyone, we face problems, we have, low time, and after we've mulled and after we've gone through the low phase, when I tell myself that this problem is happening for me, the maximum changes happen because you learn to reinvent yourself in that moment. You learn to evolve in that moment. And that's how from Tamil, I went to Malayalam, Hindi, Telugu, different languages. That's how from cinema, I also went into hosting, into doing motivational speaking, into reality shows. And every time there's a problem, I tell myself, because that lesson is crystallized in my head, the story that I'm telling in myself, the conditioning is that the problems shape me. That my next challenge is here for me, to shape me. So my dear friends, all I'll say, right now in life, whatever problem is happening in your life, maybe it's with work, maybe it's with finance, maybe it's with relationship, maybe it's with anything, start today. Tell yourself that this problem is not happening to you. This problem is happening for you. It is purposely happening for your growth. And this problem is going to shape you. When we willingly accept it, when we willingly learn to embrace adversity, I'm telling you, adversity is good. Sometimes a punch in the face is good because it reminds you that you are living. It reminds you that you're ready for your next challenge. It reminds you that reinventing yourself is something that you should think about every day. Evolving is something you should think about every day. And that's why the story that we tell ourselves every day matters so much. So my dear friends, when you wake up in the morning, get ready for work, and you're ready to face on the world, and you stand in front of the mirror, what is the story that you are going to tell yourself? Are you going to tell yourself that today is a new day, reinvent and evolve? Are you going to tell yourself that dreams come true, that the possibility of dreams coming true is the only thing that makes life exciting, and work on those dreams. Are you going to tell yourself that no matter what happens, I am not going to lose touch with my why, and I am going to inspire everyone around me to get in touch with their why? And most importantly, in an ever-changing world, when you face setbacks, problems, are you going to look at them as failures, setbacks? Or are you going to say, this problem is happening for me? Problems shape us. My dear friends, the story that you choose is going to determine who you become as people. It is going to shape your destiny. And when we consciously choose the right stories, no matter what situation comes to us in life, no matter we get broken, no matter our petals get unruffled, those situations don't break us. In fact, they make us stronger. Those situations, those very situations make us reinvent, make us re-evolve ourselves. They make us realize that we are indeed unique. We are indeed special. We all have a purpose in this world, and we are a gift to the world. My fellow roses in the audience, unga kada enna? What's your story? Thank you.